Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is the Alchemical Oracle, Lo, and thank you for being here, honey. Today we're going to be talking about something that's probably going to ruffle some feathers, okay? But I need y'all to keep the comments clean because I am just a channel for the spirits, okay? And they have been beating around the corner all up in my about this, okay? And I really have been kind of skirting around trying to talk about this directly because I feel like I don't know, it's a really touchy topic, okay, especially for us POCs. I also want to bring it up because I've had multiple of you guys reach out to me and ask me about this very thing. And it's about gatekeeping, and not just gatekeeping, but the blockages that come with it and how to overcome it, how to recognize it, what it actually is. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. I am so sorry because if you're practicing any type of closed practice, listen carefully to me, this is going to feel like an attack, okay? If you are practicing some type of esoteric tradition that is based around secrecy, gatekeeping, this is gonna feel like an attack. And being of someone who is involved in a lot of these different areas, but also channeling high frequency information, it is very difficult to stay a clean channel while operating in these practices. So I'm gonna be very real with you. Lock in with me, okay? Let's get into it. In these different traditions, whether it is a cultural tradition, a tradition that is made up by a practitioner in order to help people elevate in a specific type of way, in order to help people gain the power and access that they need through giving them some type of crutch to lean on when having dealt with deep traumatic experiences, through their healing and their alleviating of their pain, they gain power and magical substance. Let me give you this truth. There is no fucking hierarchy in the spiritual realm. That's what it is, okay? I'm gonna say it one more time because I really need you to get this through your brain, okay? For some of y'all like, nah, duh, but you still operating in it like it's a hierarchy. So let me tell you one more time. There is no hierarchy in the spiritual realm. Everyone has a job. That job is created. That job, there is a spirit assigned to that job. They do that job, okay? But as humans, we think there is hierarchy. But no, there is just paths through development and emanations of spirits. Now I'm going to break this down in several different ways so you can get an understanding of what I'm saying, okay? There is the creator, the one who has emanated everything, the creatrix, right? The one who has emanated itself from nothing, the creatrix, into the creator, which is pervading, and then back into the creatrix, because there is no gender, is birthing all of existence. Okay. Now let's go back into it. From that birthing, the first things that are created is substance, the matter of how reality works, whether that's time, space, moisture, dryness, blah, 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 right? Protons, neutrons, electrons, yada, yada, yada. But with those physicalities or gaseous pervasiveness, whatever, those laws of the universe, come spirits that operate in those laws. These spirits we think of as cherubim, we think of seraphim, we think of archangels and angels, right? We think of demons, we think of demon kings, we think of jinn. We think of different categories of spirits that are operating in this, okay? We think of titans, we think of Olympians, we think of Orisha, we think of Loa, okay? All of these entities, okay? We're talking about devas. We're talking about the gods, goddesses that pervade across the human landscape, okay? We're talking about the entities that we call upon in our magical workings. I want you to listen to me carefully. There is no hierarchy. What does that mean? That means that each and every one of them have a job. That job is subscribed by the way their existence has permeated. The creator fractalized itself to experience itself in multiple different facets. All of these gods are the fractals of the creator. All of these angels, all of these demons, all of these blah, blah, blah human beings, animals, microbiomes, little tiny ass cells, like planets, stars, random asteroids, the liquid and viscousness of space. We are talking about all of this being a fractalized projection of the creator. Each and every one of us. Correct? Okay. Now I need you to come in. Come on. Now I need you to understand this. As a person, you are no different than those spirits, because when you are not in this vessel, you are one of those spirits. Does that make sense to you? Okay. Now I need to bring you over here. Okay. I need you to pull back all the way back. And I need you to understand that every spirit that you are working with, called to, if you worship them, or you just work with them, or you are a devotee of them, or you are a daughter of them, if they are your head, your foot, okay, if they are the person, the entity that is your ace boon coon, if that is your familiar, if that is your road dog, if that is your patron, your matron, your best friend, that kumbaya motherfucker, big ups to you, that version of you that was a deity in a past time, but now you're experiencing human life right now. I need you to understand it clearly. There is no hierarchy. Who you are right now is who you have always been. Right now, you're just experiencing a different version of self. But that doesn't mean that you can't still will the power of self. Right? Okay, you with me? Bet. Okay, so now let's get into it, because I need to make it as clear as possible. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, because this is something that really just ate down. And I'm going to tell y'all, like when I was working with Yemaya, I love my mama, and I was working with her because I was in the arc of Mami Wata. I was trying to understand her, and Yemaya really took me in. She helped me heal. She prepared me to come into the energy of Mami Wata. And I couldn't understand it at the time when she left me and moved me into a different energy, because I wasn't supposed to stay there. Okay. And something she told me when I was in her energy was, you don't need all of this shit. Okay. There's a specific thing, and I'm going to really dial it in. When it comes to traditions are there to permeate, to ground in, and to maintain a reality of the culture. Not necessarily the spirits in the culture. The spirits in the culture make it buoyant, make every individual inside the culture participating in this grand mind, in this egregore-like thinking, to be able to handle a certain amount of energy. So if you get initiated into a specific tradition, what is happening is you're being initiated into the egregore of that tradition. Okay? Yes, you may be getting something specific for a deity, right? But what I'm trying, or an Orisha or a Loa, whatever, it could be as a priest or a priestess in the Kemetic tradition. It can be as a healer. It can be whatever the fuck, okay? I don't have time to care about the specifics because I'm trying to stay focused, okay? But what I want you to understand here is that those initiations aren't necessary. Because for some of you, you're never meant to get them. Does that make sense? Some of you are meant to be in these traditions. You are meant to go through these initiations. You are meant to be held inside of these egregores. Not just because this is something that you want to do, but because your ancestors are moving you into this understanding, and you need the stability that comes with that egregore. Whatever that means for you, you need the stability that it can give you. That's why you're there. You understand? But it's not necessary. I'm going to tell you this one more time. It's not necessary because you can do these things without doing the same things they do. You can achieve the same results with the same spirits without being in it. Okay? Neck deep, arm deep, shoulder deep in it to do it. Okay. Some spirits do come with a caution tape, which is the reason why I don't talk about Santa Martha or how to work with Papa Gede or how to work with certain Loa on this channel yet. Okay, and the reason for that is because I don't want to perpetuate blockages. You understand what I'm saying? When you perpetuate blockages, no matter how much truth I give you, if it's perpetuated with blockages, you will not be able to execute anything. Not a motherfucking thing. It will take you months or years to work through those blockages because they're mine. They're not yours. They're whoever gave me the information. Maybe I got to throw away the baby with the bathwater in order to get new, untainted information in order to execute that. Does that make sense? That's why in a lot of voodoo traditions, they tell you to learn from the spirits first and foremost. When I'm telling you and I'm here with you, okay? All of these traditions have very specific things that they want you to do in order to prepare you for certain stuff. Okay, I'm not gonna go into the details because the details don't fucking matter right now. All of that is the same stuff. All the initiations, all of the ritual, it's all the same in some type of way. It may not be in the culture of it, but the meaning of it, what it's actually doing to your energy, what it's actually unfolding inside of your energetic body, how it's actually perpetuating through your life. Understand me. For some of y'all are not meant to be a part of the traditional culture. Now, this isn't for everybody. Some of y'all are meant to be there, but you also do need to hear this so that you can stop wasting your money. Because spirit is so over that stupid ass shit. Okay? They're so over that stupid ass shit. Some of y'all is getting shit that y'all don't need by practitioners, by babalao, by priest, priestess that just are there to make money. They are not there for your spiritual evolution. They don't even really give a fuck about you, who you are, what you do, etc., etc. Okay? I'm not saying there ain't no good people out there. I'm trying to just tell you, like, this is some real shit, okay? And you don't always need all of that. But sometimes if you've experienced a certain type of wounding, every tradition is different. And every wounding that comes with the people at large in congruence of those traditions, it serves a purpose. But what I'm telling you is, it's not the end all be all. You can still work with those energies, entities, and create your own shit. Do your own shit, your own way that works best for you. You can also go down that path. But what I want to make real fucking clear, because some of y'all are still going to have to go through the tradition, go through the teaching from a grandparent, an elder, a mentor, okay, a priest, a high priestess, someone who is at a higher grade than you. What I need you to understand is that you need to look at the teacher carefully. Look at them. Look at how they speak to you. Look at how they move through life. And I want you to ask yourself, is that the way that I want to be? Because information given from a particular type of person is going to move you in the same routes that they went through in order to get where they at. Does this make sense to you? And depending on what person you deal with, that's the energy that's going to come with it. I hope that I'm making myself clear. I hope you're really getting what I'm putting down. Okay? Now, let's just talk about gatekeeping. I needed to talk about that first because that was something that Spirit has had on my heart for about 1.5 years. And I've been wanting to talk about it. It's been very hard to talk about it without getting deeply triggered, okay? But this is the best I could do right now. If you got some questions, leave them in the comments, okay? If you got some things you want to say, leave it in the comments, honey. I don't care. But I'm going to let you know, like, as a real practitioner who is working with spirits on a regular basis, who is speaking with people's spirits on a regular basis, they don't give two hot fucks if you're doing any of the shit that people are telling you to do, if you are not doing the shit that they are telling you to do, that they are teaching you, that they are moving you, because those are your spirits. Now, for some of y'all feel like y'all need that extra because you can't hear and speak to them. But instead of working on your gifts, doing the exercises, staying diligent with that shit, you are going over here and trusting some other motherfucker instead of your own spirits. That's a problem. And that's something else we could talk about on another day before I get too hot and heated, because I feel the energy of the spirits coming in just to be like, what the fuck? Okay? What the fuck? For some of y'all is working with angels and daemons. Y'all are working with darker energies that aren't readily accepted in society and probably not popular. Okay? They're not popular. People is afraid of them motherfuckers. People is afraid of that shit. So any information you gotta get is sorted through with fear and blockages and fear mongering. But you gotta just suck that shit up, clean that shit up, and understand that you don't need to be afraid of shit. That's your spirit. That spirit is a reflection of who you are as a soul. What are you even fucking scared of? You? That shit don't make sense. It don't make sense. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm trying to get it together. Thank you. Okay. So let's go on to gatekeeping, because as a matter of fact, I'm gonna just make another video. Because this shit right here, when I'm telling you that shit will eat me a fucking alive, like, y'all, I have spent month after month after month after month doing shit scared because of fear mongering, because going against the grain, because listening to the spirit and not listening to a human being. And I'm gonna say this too, and some people not gonna like it, but this is the exact conversation people have about major religions. When we're talking about Christianity, when we're talking about Muslim, Islamic traditions, when we're talking about Judaism, we're talking about Catholic, when we're talking about all of this shit, what we're talking about is listening to humans. Why are we creating cults around listening to humans and not listening to the spirit? Why are we going through operations when the spirit is not leading you to them? When people are manipulating you to go in a certain direction? Maybe that shit ain't for you. Now, this video ain't for everybody, but it's a couple people. It's a couple people that's going to hear this and it's going to resonate hard because they have been burned by people in the tradition. Whatever fucking tradition that is, whatever hierarchy, whatever secret society, whatever shit, they have been burned. They have been eaten alive by people who said, I got you. By people who said, let me teach you a little something. By people that let you into their home, that know your family and your kids and will steal your money and will fuck up your literal life. This is not what I thought I was going to talk about today. Might need to make a new intro to the video, but I feel like with this energy, spirit is really trying to show you that what matters most is communion. What matters most is your devotionals. What matters most is your ritualistic life. How are you living with these spirits? How are you doing what you need to do effectively? Not everybody is supposed to be of a certain title at a human station. That station, you only want that shit for credibility. You're looking for credibility. You're looking for someone to tell you that you can. You're looking for all of this and that, this and that, this and that. But a lot of y'all, when y'all going into this shit, a lot of y'all got deep ass fucking wounds that y'all refuse to fucking heal. Oh, and that shit right there will lead you down a path of experiencing shit that you don't need to experience. When I was with Yemaya, she told me, she showed me the future, that if I was to go down that path, the life I would live, the experiences I would have, and the shit that I would have to deal with. And I straight up asked her, I was like, is that something that I have to do in this lifetime? She was like, no. But if you were to meet somebody who will open the door for you at this time in your life, maybe at a different time in my life, I will feel differently. But she was like, at this time in your life, if that door were to open, you would experience all of this trauma. You would experience all of these blockages. You would lose everything that you stabilized in your life. And I don't want that for you. But if you want more, you can't have it here. That was one of the hardest conversations I've ever had to have with a deity that I fucks with on the long term. On the long way, she was just like, it's not gonna happen. So, but what I can do is I can orchestrate you a move. I need y'all to understand that you need to listen to your spirits. Okay? Listen to your spirits. Listen to the shit that they need to tell you. Listen to like how you moving about your life, because that shit really means something. And if you don't have that type of guidance, you can come to me. You can come to another dope ass reader. You can go to someone who does Ifa. You can go to someone who communes with the Loa. You can go to these places. You can go to a priestess, a person who specifically works in your type of tradition, in your specific pantheon of gods, goddesses. If they work in the occult, maybe they're working with Kabbalah, with their tarot, or with their divination, whatever the case may be, just so you can get the right determination of where you're going to go. But don't just be getting information from any and everybody, because them channels is not clean. Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of people's channels is not clean. Regardless if they're doing all the rituals, regardless if they're doing the baths and the clean, it is who they are. Does that make sense? The baths, all of that, the saging, all that shit means fucking nothing if your mind, your emotions, who you are on the inside isn't good, isn't right, isn't in alignment, isn't in whatever the fuck they doing. If they're in it for the wrong reasons, that shit is not gonna eat the same. And I hate to say that shit. I hate to say that shit. Because in the spiritual community, it's a lot of shit where people are like, well, make money off your talents. Do that shit. But do that shit from a loving place, not from a money hungry place, not from a place of prostituting yourself for the need, from a place of opening yourself to who is prepared, who is ready, who is love. Because you love, you putting out love, you care about that shit. So you gonna get people that care about that shit. You gonna get people who wanna get it right. Some people gonna get scared because they gonna realize you the real deal and run the fuck away. Because you're not gonna be like these other fuck ass people out here telling you some old wild shit. And that's for somebody specific. But I need you to hear what I'm saying right now. You understand me? That shit ain't nothing to play with. And if you gonna fuck around with a spirit, and Santa Marta tell me this all the fucking time. She's like, baby, I will teach you everything you need to know, but don't you ever fucking put a human word in front of me. If I tell you to do some shit and some fuck ass nigga tell you not to do some shit, fuck that nigga. Do what the fuck I say. Because I'm never gonna lead you wrong. You don't know what the fuck they got going on. What's going on inside of them. What they gotta say. Why they giving you these blockages, pretending to be looking out for your own good with this information. Whether they doing it unconsciously or consciously. That shit don't matter. If that shit get you fucked up and you get stuck in a cycle, you get stuck in a loop, you completely implode or explode, nigga. And then what the fuck? You out here about to have a whole conniption and shit. About to crash all the way the fuck out and can't come back. You feel me? For some of y'all, these people is your best friend, your uncle, your auntie, your cousin, your sister, brother, your grandparents. Grandparents of the tradition. Some of y'all might need to find a new mentor. But do you hear what I'm saying to you? For somebody, you need to hear this right fucking now. This video needed to get to you. This video needed to find you. Because if it didn't find you in time, you would have chose something way different. And you would be in a different place in a year, way different than the better option that's available to you right now. Listen to me. If you found this shit was for you. Spirit don't never eat me down with no information like this. And I'm telling you, that shit hit me so hard last night. It hit me so hard, and I'm gonna be talking about multiple different aspects of this through the next few videos I'm gonna make. But I'm telling you right now, it is not a fucking game. And you need to remove those delusions from your mind that you can't do something because you don't have, because you're not in, or because you haven't had a door open. Wake the fuck up. Put your fucking Doc Martens on, put your Timbs on, and bust that motherfucker down. This is your door. If this some shit you want, nigga, walk in there and get that shit. Why the fuck are you waiting on somebody to open a door for you? Find it yourself. Now, I know not everybody is as militant as I am when it comes to this shit right here. This right here is my obsession. Spirituality, occult is my obsession. My mama reached out to me 10 years ago, and I was not about that bullshit. I was like, I'm gonna get it, period. And at the end of the day, it took me years to find clean information about her, and I still had to put that shit together myself because it still isn't the full truth. Shit. And you know what? I have to accept that because the rest comes from her. The rest comes from that arc that she is. And yes, I have to deal with multiple different deities that are operating inside of her arc in order to get the full. That's just how it is for me. But that don't have to be for you. Or it may be for you. But what I'm saying is, don't let a motherfucker get in your way of the truth. Sometimes people will see you excelling, they will see you elevating, they will see you knowledgeable, and they will want to push your ass down because they feel that you haven't put in the same amount of work and the same amount of energy that they have, and shut you into a little corner to be like, no, no, no. You can't skip the line. You need to act like this. You need to do this ritual. You need to do this. You need to do that. But do you really? Is your life really turning around from that shit? Or is it getting more fucked up? And I'm asking you this because these are questions they want you to ask yourself. But some of y'all been thinking this shit, but don't want to ask the right questions. So here they are. When you're faced with a fork in the road, because this is where you at. If you're watching this video, you're on a fork in the road. And Spirit is asking you, are you going to listen to us or are you going to listen to somebody else? Are you going to do what we say or are you going to do what they say? Are you going to go with your gut feeling or are you going to listen to information that don't even fucking know you? If they do, they don't. They're not going to operate or live with whatever the fuck you about to do. You understand what I'm saying? And if you realize that you made the wrong decision right now today, can you live with it? Or are you going to regret it? Are you going to leave the path that you're about to choose again to find the path you should have chosen? And I want you to think about that shit hard. I want you to think about it. Recently, I had to make that same decision too. Because I've been working through that shit for years. Closing out that cycle was hard as fuck, okay? But I need you to understand, like, these are the type of things that come up. And if this is you, ask yourself these questions. Be real with yourself. Journal that shit out. sleep on it for a couple days and come back and read that shit. How do you really feel? What do you really think? Where are you really trying to go? And what are you really trying to feel in this existence for real? Or is it just a game? Is it just where you play at? Is this a hobby? Or is this your life? You know what I'm saying? Pick and choose. Because it's a different type of game when you step into that shit and you real about that shit. And it don't matter about your qualifications, because if your energy and the way you move around eat down, that shit don't fucking matter anyway. You can make your own shit if you want to. You feel me? If that's what you feel called to do. So, I hope that this resonated with you. If you guys are still here, then you my ace boom coon. Love you, baby. And if you want to tap in with me and get on my email list when I have some things I'm working on for you guys, you will be the first to know and get first access if you go down to the link below, click on my link tree, and tap into my email list. I love you guys. Continue to elevate, continue to rise. And if you would like a service, just go ahead and book through my link, or you can go to thealchemicaloracle.com and book with me there. I love you. Stay elevated, stay wise, and continue to move forward with the wisdom of your highest I. Bye.